Hey guys, it's Autumn Rain with Beyond the Record, and today I have R&B soul artist Keeyen Martin here with me today. How are you doing today, Keeyen?
I'm doing excellent, doing excellent. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. So I want to know, how did you get started in this beautiful musical journey that you're in right now?
Sure. I grew up a church kid, a PK, so I'm one of those that, every day of my life was church, it was music, some type of rehearsal, and that, was pretty much synonymous to being in school. I love music classes, choral classes, any type of talent shows. And so I think really before I decided I wanted to be an artist, it was kind of already, the path was kind of already set for me because my family was so involved in music,
Mhm.
And I think all of those experiences really paved the way when I got to high school, where it became very clear, like, oh, I want to really, really, really be an artist. And yeah, the rest kind of just took form.
Oh, I love that. Who are some of your musical inspirations or maybe some artists that you grew up listening to?
Oh, for sure. Hands down, Missy Elliott,
Mhm.
I think her whole catalog is self-explanatory. Like she's just beyond a genius, a musical legend. Stevie Wonder for sure, Jasmine Sullivan, and gospel music, the Clark sisters, they really, really have inspired me. Um, I would say I listen to a lot of jazz too. I love like Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, but I was really grateful because as a kid, my parents didn't like limit me, to what I listened to,
I love that.
and that really was fun. And specifically, I remember Ryan Leslie, John Legend, because like them, I play piano and sing, and when I saw them and just heard the way that they told stories over music, that really made me find my niche
Mhm.
as an artist, So those are some of the I have several, but those are some that come immediately to my mind.
Ah, those are amazing. I feel like once people say like Missy Elliott from the jump, I'm always
Yeah.
intrigued because now I know
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Missy has always been that girl. I'm so happy that she's having like a rejuvenation of her career almost in the past couple of years
yeah.
because she deserves it. Like,
Absolutely. Totally. I agree. Yeah.
yes, I want to talk a little bit about you, like outside of being an artist. I know that you're also like a music teacher, and what is your favorite part of that role, and how did you get started doing that?
Sure. I, was a product of being a part of nonprofit organizations, community organizations as a kid. And
Mm.
pretty much it started for me. There's an awesome organization back home. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, called
Okay.
Inspire the Fire. And it was just an outlet where kids from the city could come. And it was like you chose a major. So you could choose singing, dancing, poetry, rap, hip hop, you name it. And I chose, singing, obviously. And from there, it was just so empowering because we got help from different local professionals. They would have a big annual conference every year. And when I went off to college, my mentor every year would say, "Hey, Ken, I need you to come back and I want you to now teach the choir." And I was like, huh? Like, what you mean? I totally felt like I could not do it, but little did I know my mentor, saw that skill in me and wanted to push me, into that area of my destiny as well as being an artist. And so before I knew it, every summer, during my college summer break, I would teach and facilitate, and I really started to fall in love with my ability as a musician to help people, grow their weaknesses into strengths. And so, after graduating, a similar company here in Atlanta called it the Atlanta Music Project, that has been like, my haven where I've been able to meet youth from all over Georgia, teach artist development, songwriting, vocal training. And it really is enriching because as a teacher, when I wear that hat, I feel like I get to learn from my students, and it influences my writing, it influences my performing. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful exchange. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw some of your clips on your Instagram page, and I saw that you had your class sing the half and half theme song.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, yo, he's the real deal.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
my
you.
show. That is my show. Their
No.
theme song is goated.
Oh yeah, it
It's
is.
goated.
And for me, it's like I'm a millennial, so it's like it's natural for me. It's always funny on social media, like when people say like, "Are we really the new adults?" Like it's. But for me,
Yeah.
it's like I find joy in taking what we grew up on, the artists, the shows, that culture, and I like to use it to teach because that was a real experience, for me. And it's
Mhm.
been fun to pass that down to them in a way. So.
Yeah, one of my best friends, she's a teacher, she's an English teacher in Atlanta, and
Mhm.
she tells me that all the time, like that she's like teaching her kids like some of the references of, being a
Yeah.
millennial and stuff like that, and it's like kind of cool, but it's
Mhm.
also kind of like an out of body experience because like it's weird, like we are the new adults, and
Yeah,
these youth are looking up to us and seeing what we're doing. And, I think it's important to, like pass down all those things. That's what our parents
totally.
did to us. So
Totally.
I was like, oh, they killed it too. They did such a good job of singing.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad to receive that. I'll definitely share that with them.
Yes, yes, definitely. I want to talk about, your music. I know I heard that you were also on Kanye's Donda tour as well. So
Mhm.
how did that happen? How did that experience? How was that? That's so awesome.
Thank you. Well, that came by way of really just being active, in the music space of being a singer, networking. Back when the Kanye and the Sunday service was popular, when they came
Mhm.
to Atlanta, I got to participate at one of their big events here, and it kind of just was like, hey, okay, well, we're doing this other stuff. You want to come?
Mhm.
And that was really kind of how that all just snowballed, and it was a really cool experience because I specifically remember, and any experience when I'm able to share the stage or share the space with so many artists I grew up
Mhm.
admiring and, just really loving their music. And that was one of the many experiences where I was like, wow, like this is crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm embracing it and enjoying it. Yeah.
I think you like said it all in just that statement. I think when you are put in this like music industry, entertainment industry, it's like you kind of get those like weird, awesome type of experiences that you never thought would happen, kind of.
Mhm.
And it's interesting to be like involved with someone who is like besides Kanye, but he's a creative genius, at the end of the
Mhm.
day. And I think that his Sunday service was a really cool type of situation. So
Yeah.
that's awesome for you to have that experience
Thank
now,
you. Oh yeah, I embrace it, and I often reflect on those experiences and several others. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. About your music now, what are three songs from your own discography that you would introduce fans to get to know you better as an artist?
Okay. That's a great question. I would definitely say Paradise. That's a
Mm,
song I dropped on my EP in 2023. And I say that song because it's just straight R&B. Like it makes me think about Miguel's Adorn to
mm, mhm,
Usher's, superstar, and that's the core of what I love about R&B, just beautiful ballads, storytelling. So I would say Paradise. I would say a song Suitcase that speaks to like the pop inspirational fun side of me. That's
mhm,
all about being ambitious and living dreams. And I would say Scared to Love. I think Scared to Love, it fits that realm of the not so happy side of, being young, trying to date, or the lack thereof, and being in relationship situationships. And that song was a real life experience, that really I think captures the kind of odd space that I think a lot of people are in, where it's like
mhm.
you want love, but people say that they want it, but then they play in your face. So it's like, are they scared of, all of that. So
now since you mentioned that song too,
Mhm,
I definitely want to get into that. So you said that it was an inspiration behind, a real life experience.
mhm,
How is it as an artist that you're able to really like do a deep dive into your own life
mhm.
and are able to just create this beautiful song that is so close and near dear to your heart because it's true. So
Yeah.
how were you able to sit down and actually just like write that song?
Well, for me, I'm naturally the type of person I try to do a lot of, self-reflection. I
Hmm.
try to really assess, my strengths, my weaknesses, just to work on me as a person. And I think the
Hmm.
area when you think about romance and love, um, it takes a very, very, very strong person to over and over again allow themselves to be vulnerable. Because a lot of times when you open up yourself to somebody and they don't do well, you shut down, you build up bridges, up walls, you got trust issues. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so for me, I think from committing to letting my art really come from my authentic experience,
Hmm.
that's been my process. I'll just pause, I'll reflect, and I say, okay, if this was a low moment, how can I place it in a song? Because it may connect with a listener, it may connect with another person's experience. And that has always been therapeutic for me too. Like, yes, it may be painful, it may not be the most enjoyable, but I'm releasing that pain, I'm releasing that experience by putting it into a song and not letting it keep me hostage, if that makes sense?
Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's such a, and that gets in kind of into our hot topic, and then we'll like venture back into more questions.
yeah.
The talking about like scared to love, it just made me think. I think I'm the type of person who enjoys like really nice ballads, and then also when I'm in that space, but also like and also like more uplifting songs. But I feel like I do veer more towards like the sadder songs. It's like more like relatable to how I'm feeling in the moment. So just like an overall process, being both of us being millennials, like why do you think that this generation is just so scared to love?
That's a great, a great question. I honestly feel like the same way that a lot of us as millennials specifically, I think we're doing a good job of it, don't get me wrong. But
Hmm.
just people in general, we're often scared of what it means to be the best version of ourselves. And what I mean by that is like, yes, we want to level up, we want to make money, we want to live the life, but that process to get there, we know that it's like, oh, it's going to take a whole life change, a mental change. And sometimes, if we can be honest, we may say we want it, but we don't really want to do the work it does to get there. I
Yeah.
think that parallels with love. Like when you had your heart broken, when you've had, your time wasted,
Hmm.
it's very hard for you to trust that you won't experience that again with a new person. And so
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like what's very common now, it's always funny when people talk about, everybody's like the dating world. When they say this, it was like, yeah, it's like urine in it, or the
Yeah.
dating world, it's like it sucks. And it's
Yeah.
usually because like when we're hurting, yes, we do want that companionship, we want that partnership relationship, but sometimes it's like, let me see if you about to really one up me, but I want to one up you before you want to, you know what I'm saying? And before
Yeah.
we know it, that creates that whole toxicity, and it's just like a cycle where it's like now I'm hurt, so somebody's trying to love on me, but I'm scared to open up again. So
Hmm.
now I'm scared to love them, but I do want what they're offering, but I'm trying to find the red flags. I'm trying to say, okay, yeah, you cool right now, but what's about to happen in month number 6? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Yes. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I agree with 100% of what you just said because I talk about this with my girls all the time. Like,
Mhm.
yo, these people, we're just not serious out here. And I think it's just, you talked about like, being honest with yourself. I think it takes a lot to be a really good partner. And I think you got
Yeah.
to be honest with yourself of like, are you willing to give up that single-mindedness as well? Because like I know I can talk for myself. Like, I'm very much so like if I'm into it, then I'm 100% into something. Like
Mhm.
I'm going for it. But when I also think about how I also like I'm able to just you don't really have to like check in with people when you're single, but I feel like
Yeah.
when you're in a relationship, you should be checking in with your partner about certain things and being open and like, honest with them and stuff like that. And when you said that, you have to really put yourself in that position. Like you have to realize like, hey, am I willing to not necessarily give up things, but to work towards that,
Yeah.
goal and be
Totally.
honest with yourself about that. And I do think there's a lot of like one-upping when it comes to certain situations, like, oh, he didn't text me back for 3 hours, so I'm gonna text him back tomorrow. Like
Exactly.
little stuff.
Yeah.
It's petty stuff. So it's just like, okay, do I really want to go through all of that? But then you think about all of the great times that you had with someone like a previous relationship. Like, oh, that is a
Yeah.
very nice feeling. And it's a lot of,
Yeah.
work.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do think that's why our generation is scared to love. It's a game.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
game.
game.
And
It's not
somebody has to make
anything.
a decision and say, okay, I want to end the game. I want to win the game. Like, and it's okay. For me, it's I've had to learn as, a guy, as a man, to like, it is okay to have feelings and to own that. Nobody is, absent of feelings. You can
Mhm.
lie and say that you don't, but we all have feelings, and you got to
Yeah.
acknowledge them.
You
Yeah.
definitely do. You have to, you have to. So that was such a good hot topic. I want to get back to the
Mhm.
track specifically. And if you had to pick a feature for Scared to Love, who would you choose for it?
Oh, a feature. That's
Mhm.
great. You know, oh, there's several people. Like, I really immediately, when you said that, Kehlani came to mind, Jasmine
Mm,
Sullivan came to mind,
mhm.
um, Summer Walker, or like I could just hear, there's so many dope females that I could hear them doing a feature where they're saying it from a female's perspective.
Yes,
I
yes.
could even hear a hip hop artist like,
Mm,
I could hear like a Wale, a
mhm,
21 like just somebody giving a alternative
mhm,
perspective, you know?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like the a mixture of, like female R&B singers. There's
Yeah.
so many that are so great and talented. I know Kehlani can make a bop in 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Totally.
yeah,
Totally.
he can. And I think it's just whatever vibe you're trying to go for. I love Wale. I don't think he gets enough credit for how
Oh
amazing he
yeah.
is as an artist. Like,
I agree.
I just saw that he's going to be on tour with Keisha Cole too. So,
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
yes. Um, and I want to know because I know that you also have some live performances coming up, and I
Mhm.
want to know what can fans expect from that?
For sure.
Mhm,
Well, definitely the live shows are my heart.
mhm,
I love that exchange from being a performer into the attendees. I feel like it's always a new experience every
mhm,
show, every city. And for that, it's definitely going to be some familiar covers just because I love paying homage to so many legends
yeah.
by giving my take on their amazing music. So it'll be that. I'll be at the piano some. It's going to be a lot of new music, but my live shows are very interactive where I want people to sing along. I want people, to wave their hands and to vibe and to bop, because that adds to my energy as a performer. So very interactive, all inclusive. Yeah.
Absolutely. I cannot wait. We're going to have all the information to get
Yeah.
tickets and everything.
Mhm.
So I want to know besides the live performances too, which I am excited for, hopefully I can make a show because I do plan to
Yeah.
go to Atlanta sometime this year. So we
Yes,
can be in line
definitely.
when you're
Love
performing.
that. Yes,
Do you have any plans for any maybe music videos or full length projects for the rest of the year?
definitely. So we're actually planning to shoot Scared to Love the full length video next week. So that
Yes.
should be rolling out this what we're in spring now, like latter part of spring going into summer. And
Mhm.
I am definitely putting some songs together to do like a fall EP release. So I'm
Oh,
excited. So you get the exclusive. It's an EP coming soon for sure.
yes. I can't wait.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course. Where can fans follow you to learn more about your music and you in general?
Very easy. My government name, KeeyenMartin. That's Keeyen Martin on literally every platform. And I can't wait to connect with everybody for sure.
Yes, thank you so, so much for talking with me today.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome. Thank you.